this country house was once home to a pioneering 19th century social reformer whose face now lines our 21st century purses and wallets. Find out who she was and where I am in just a few moments. Today, our house-hunting couple is taking early retirement so they can live out their rural idyll.
I can't believe this. It's huge.
And our properties never fail to deliver.
It's not like a bathroom that we've seen before, is it? It's a room with a bath. It's lovely.
Today I'm in Norfolk and behind me is Earlham Hall, childhood home to Elizabeth Fry, whose face may look strangely familiar. Born to a Quaker family back in 1780, she was a social reformist and philanthropist, and her face now appears on the back of our £5 notes. Fry dedicated her life to helping those in need. And though she's probably best remembered for improving the lives of women and children in prisons, she also campaigned for mental asylum reform, enhanced nursing standards, as well as better housing for the poor. Her legacy continues to echo today, and many of her reforms underpin 21st century society. A truly influential woman and one of this wonderful county's most famous and determined daughters. Norfolk sits on England's east coast and is bordered by the North Sea and the Wash along its shoreline, and Lincolnshire, Cambridgeshire and Suffolk inland. The county is known for its arresting flat countryside, with crop-rich fields overlooked by tall church towers and endless views often scattered with vibrant red poppies. And the winding waterways of the Norfolk Broads, flanked by lush green reeds and open plains, have been designated an area of outstanding natural beauty. The region is home to a variety of pretty seaside towns like Cromer and has a wealth of beautiful sandy beaches overlooked by rugged coastlines. Hunstanton on Norfolk's northwest coast not only proudly displays its red and white chalk cliffs and oyster catchers pecking at the sand, but it's also one of the few places on England's east coast where the sun can be seen setting over the sea as the town faces west. All of these charming characteristics see an estimated 30 million tourists flocking to Norfolk each year, but it also holds an alluring appeal to those wanting to call this county home. With such beautiful landscapes and vistas, it may surprise some to hear that the value of property in Norfolk is equally appealing. The average price of a detached house here comes in at just over £222,000. That's around £47,000 below the national figure. Now, couple that with the fact that Norfolk is not only the 5th largest county in the UK, but it also has the 8th lowest population density, making it an ideal choice for anybody looking for a slower, more rural pace of life. So let's find out from today's buyers what's inspiring them to make Norfolk the base for their future move. Aerospace engineer Mark and his wife Steve have lived in this detached house in Luton in Bedfordshire for 29 years. They met at a party when they were just 17.
I fell over you, I think.
You did, and I fell over you.
I fell over on the floor or something.
And then
slightly too much.
I don't know if you said or I said we should stick together in case we break something. And then it was love.
It's our 40th this year.
It is.
Don't ask me the date.
Nearly 40 years. So we got married in 1974.
Yeah.
And we'd known each other since 1970.
And with Mark taking early retirement in just 2 months' time, they've decided to up sticks and move to Norfolk, somewhere very close to their hearts.
We're moving away because I want to move off estate. I want somewhere in the country.
We've done phases of our life, and this is a new phase in retiring, and it gives us a new challenge and something to look forward to. We like the area that we want to buy a house in, and we've spent lots of holidays and lots of time there. So it was a natural progression to move from here to there.
And Mark isn't expecting to rest on his laurels during his retirement in Norfolk.
And of course it's got the steam railway.
Steam railway. I think that's the main attraction, is the steam railway for a certain person in my life, to go and work as a volunteer, working in the engine shed, tinkering with nuts and bolts.
I don't want to be the train driver, I just want to work on it. I just like to take things apart and put them back together.
Engineering is in Mark's blood, and at home his garage is shelter to his pride and joy, which will be joining them in their move, and will also need a new home.
The car that I've got I had one when I was a kid. It brings back my youth. It needs to go into a garage because it's in extremely good condition. It's probably better than when it came out the factory in 1979. So I need a decent dry garage to keep it in.
Steve and Mark are also passionate about their grandchildren, whom they're extremely close to.
We see them pretty regularly, which is going to be the difference between moving from here to moving away. They asked to come over for sleepovers at the weekend so that they can come and stay with us. So one reason why we need a 4-bedroom house when we move is so that we can still accommodate them.
Steve makes sure that all the precious moments with her family are documented each year, never to be forgotten.
Photography is my love. I do photography a lot. And after, post taking the pictures, I do an annual photographic diary. So this year's one, hopefully, will show goodbye to the house where we live now and hello to a new one.
And with funds in the bank and Mark's retirement on the horizon, this busy couple are ready to celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary in Norfolk.
Life up until now has always been involved with a work ethos, and now that door's closing and another door is hopefully opening, which will give us new adventures and possibilities, and is quite exciting.
It's going to slow me down. That's what I'm looking for, just slowing down, relaxing a bit more.
Steve and Mark have lost their hearts to Norfolk and are happy to move anywhere in the Eastern County if the house is right. So far, they've spent a year viewing around 60 properties. So before we begin our hunt for their new home, I'm meeting them in the county to get to the bottom of their property desires. Welcome both of you to a, simply beautiful Norfolk morning. So what's bringing you to this beautiful part of the world?
Over 30 years ago, we started to come on holiday here when our children were small, and we fell in love with it.
Now, of course, you've got children and grandchildren. You must see them all the time. Is moving up here going to be a huge wrench for you?
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
But it's our time now.
Yes.
And we want to do something to share our retirement together. And if we're here and the attraction is sandcastles and bucket and spade, I'm sure that they will be boomeranging down here.
Now, of course, we can't ignore the Norfolk coast. How far inland would you like to be, or how far from the coast would you like to be?
If we fall in love with the house, that will determine where we are and how long the drive is.
What does this house look like in your mind's eye, then?
We like light, open and airy. The house that we have at the moment is light, open and airy.
Style-wise, do you want character?
Yes, character, anything. I think when you look at it, you'll know.
How many bedrooms are we looking at?
4. Ensuite if we can.
Outside space?
For me, as much as I can get, I think. If possible, I want to put a workshop on.
So where do you want this property to be? Do you want to have amenities nearby, or do you want to be out in the countryside, something completely different?
The house dictates where we will be.
I'm quite prepared to be quite remote.
Yes.
But I think somebody else is not quite so prepared to be remote.
Detached, semi-detached? What's your thoughts?
A detached house, please.
Detached?
Yeah, we've always been detached bar one.
Remind me of how much you're looking to spend.
We're looking at somewhere between 400 and 450,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good budget up here in Norfolk. But let's face it, you've been looking for a long time and not found anywhere yet. What parts of your wish list do you think you'd be prepared to compromise on?
I think most of it's open because we're willing to compromise anyway.
At the very, 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 very least, you will know exactly what you want at the end of this process. But what we're going for is, hopefully, we'll find you somewhere where you want to live. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Somewhere
Brilliant.
you're comfortable in.
Somewhere you're comfortable in and your family would love to come and visit and you can be proud of.
Yeah.
Good. All right. We've got 3 properties to show you. All I ask from you guys is that you voice your opinions so we can maybe learn along the way.
OK,
all right?
fabulous.
Right.
Vocal is good. I don't think I'm going to get that problem from you, Steve. I'm just getting that sense. Listen, let's get started. Come this way.
OK.
Steve and Mark have a healthy budget for this part of the world, so I'm confident I'm going to be able to find them what they want. But only they will know if it's got the right feel. They'd like a detached house with 4 bedrooms to put up visiting family and friends, and a large garden so their young grandchildren can enjoy the fresh country air. Mark would love a workshop and a large garage so he can tinker with his classic car. And they'd like to be in a rural location, but not too far from civilization. Steve and Mark know Norfolk well, but are yet to find their forever home. We'll be showing them 3 very different properties, and after they've had a good look around, we'll reveal each one's price. Their last visit will be to the Mystery House. We'll be taking a bit of a risk showing them something quite unusual, and I just hope it pays off. We're starting our property search in the northeast corner of Norfolk in the village of East Ruston, 3 miles from the coast and a 35-minute car ride from Norwich. East Ruston is a small community with a traditional pub and a village hall in its centre. Shops can be found less than 3 miles away in the village of Storeham, and it's just a 6-minute drive to the coastal village of Haysborough with its beautiful sandy beaches. Not only are they perfect for a seaside walk or run, the village also boasts the oldest evidence of human occupation anywhere in the UK after tools over 800,000 years old were found. A journey of just under 3 miles takes us back to East Ruston and our first house, a delightful period cottage.
Oh, wow.
This is a pretty house, isn't it?
It is. Roses over the door.
It's got the character.
Yeah.
So what do we think? I mean, you said character.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got the character, yeah.
Parts of this house go back 300 years.
Good golly.
This used to be thatched. Now,
Right.
back in about 1901, they took the thatch off. And then, about 25 years ago, they went out the back as well with that extension.
Okay.
This used to be a tiny farmhouse cottage.
It's got a feel.
The right feel.
Yes.
Let's go inside. Steve and Mark have said that they'll just know when they find their dream home, and things are already looking hopeful. Fingers crossed the good feeling continues inside. The front door leads through the hallway to the dining room, which is also brimming with character.
It's great. It's got the beams. It's light. There's
It
plenty of
is
light in
light,
It's
yes.
And it's roomy.
That's the old external wall. It'd be very shallow, this house.
Yes.
But thankfully, they've managed to push an extension out that way, which gives us a kitchen.
Right.
Let me show you.
OK. It's a cottage kitchen, as far as I can see.
Is it doable?
It is,
Yeah,
yes.
you've got enough cupboard space down the back.
And it's light because we've got the
The skylights.
skylights up there.
The kitchen is nestled between the dining room and the sitting room, which is where we're headed now. It stretches from the front to the back of the house.
That's surprising because you see the room the other side, which is quite snug, and this one's got the other dimension for adding that extra width on. It's brilliant.
Well, this is triple aspect as well, so you're getting that nice,
Yeah.
light, airy feel, aren't you?
And
You're
that
getting
is
light from all
beautiful.
directions.
And the period cottage character continues upstairs, where there's a family bathroom and 3 bedrooms. A double to the back, another to the front, and the master, which runs the width of the house.
It's big and it's light.
It's got 2 nice windows with a beautiful view and a lighthouse over there.
I mean, imagine waking up to that view. That is just stunning, isn't it?
Yep, that's beautiful.
There's a couple of things you said you would love to have. First of all, you said you wanted 4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
You get 3 bedrooms and a lovely family bathroom, but 3
Right.
bedrooms, not 4.
Right.
You can live with 3.
Now, you did say you wanted an ensuite as well.
Ta-da!
Oh, well, I've got less cupboard space then. Oh, and a
Great.
shower.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
When I first met Steve and Mark, I wasn't sure if they knew what they wanted in their country home, but this cottage is coming up trumps on all levels. Hopefully, it'll keep up the good work outside in its rather lovely garden with stunning views as far as the eye can see. This is something else, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
It is. It's lovely.
Now, garage-wise, good-sized garage with power,
Yep.
boarded for storage at the top as well.
OK, so the classic car going there. That's fine.
Could you live here?
Could we live here?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we could.
Do you want to live here?
Probably.
How much do you think this house is on the market for?
Golly, I like it. So, 425.
OK, Mark?
I was going to say 417.
This place is on the market for offers around £380,000.
Good golly.
Have you felt like this before in other houses that you've looked at?
I was going to have that conversation with Mark and say no.
So go back around the house and then I'll meet you at the front whenever you're finished.
Yeah, there's a
All right?
nice chair in a sunny place out
Got
there.
my name written all over it. It's a tough job, but, you know, I'll struggle through.
OK, thank
Fill
you.
your boots.
Bye.
Enjoy yourselves. This modernised Victorian cottage comes in at a substantial £70,000 under Stephen Mark's budget. It may not have the 4 bedrooms they were after, but they've fallen in love with its character and are happy to compromise. It's got a garage for Mark's beloved classic car and a pretty garden with stunning views towards the coast.
I think it works really well. It's sort of old but quite modern in its appearance. I can't believe how light and airy this house looks.
This house, I really like it, the way it's laid out, and the fact it still retains its cottage feel. Because I want to go into a house that I feel comfortable with, and I feel really comfortable with this.
The foliage up the house and its situation, how quiet it is here, was beautiful. Going inside, it was full of surprises as well, basically, because I expected it to be dark and it wasn't. It's beautiful. I love it. My feelings are we could quite comfortably come and live here.
Well, I'd be very happy to come and wait for you for as long as you ever needed in that chair. It's absolutely gorgeous
It's
out here.
beautiful out here.
How'd you get on inside, all right?
Lovely.
Yeah, great.
Still great.
Yeah.
So good start then.
Very
Yes,
good start.
it is, yeah.
Excellent. On to the next one.
OK.
In the 30-plus years that Steve and Mark have been visiting Norfolk, they've enjoyed trips to the North Norfolk Steam Railway and are hoping to become volunteers here when they move. The railway was built in 1887 to attract tourists to the region and ran until 1967 when it closed because of national cuts. In the 1970s, a group of enthusiasts got together to resurrect it, and it now provides a 10.5-mile round trip, taking in the beautiful surrounding countryside with sea views. Steve and Mark have come to meet General Manager Trevor Eady at the Scenic Heritage Railway, which runs from Sheringham to Holt via Weybourne.
How was the railway funded?
Last year we had 158,000 passengers, and that's where our revenue is coming through for running the railway. The reason we survive is really because of volunteers. We have around 38 staff and just under 400 volunteers at the moment.
My interest is in the engineering side. Although I'm an aerospace engineer, I just love Victorian engineering because it's over-engineered and it just lasts.
If you've got skills on the engineering side, then they would certainly be made use of if you came here. Here we are now, arriving at
Holt Station.
There are 5 steam locomotives in operation at the railway, and Steve and Mark are joining Brian Tuvey at the Maintenance and Restoration Centre, where the trains come to be serviced. Brian volunteers here about 12 days a month.
This is one of our little engines, Ringhorse. It's just come back into service again. It's been running. We're going to do some oiling up on it, clean the rods, keep it all nice and clean, nice and shiny for the customers so they can see that they're nice, presentable engines. When you become a volunteer, you start off cleaning the engines, and this way you get to learn your way round the engines, what all the bits do, how they work within each other. If I give you a rag and give you a rag, and if I carry on wiping bits, and if you just follow behind, wiping that part off.
OK. So when did you start volunteering?
I started down here as a volunteer in 1982. I started doing exactly this job as a cleaner, and then I slowly went through the different grades that we've got and finished up as a driver. The more you come down here, the faster you can progress through the ranks.
Yeah.
Next stop for Steve and Mark is a visit to the heart of the whole operation, the Weybourne signal box. Most of the railway is single track, but here in the middle of the route, there's a passing place for 2 trains. The signal box allows trains to safely leave a station, ensuring another train isn't coming in the opposite direction.
Bill is one of our signalmen here, and we'll show you how we operate the levers here and turn the points over, and also the signalling aspect of it as well.
The levers operate the signals and the points which direct the train to the right platform as it approaches the station.
OK, we've just had the bells through now that indicate the train is about to leave Sheringham.
The train driver carries a token in a holder which confirms he has the right of way on that stretch of track.
Right, now the locomotive's coming, so what you've now got to do is collect the token from the locomotive. So hold your arm out and just make a bit more of a fist so that it comes on and stays there, and let him do the work, all right?
Oh my God.
Just make sure you go through the centre.
I thought that was fabulous. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for letting us come and enjoy such a beautiful day here. Thank you, Trevor. It was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
For our second house, we're journeying just over 30 miles west to the rural village of Wissenset, 5 miles south of the market town of Fakenham and 23 miles northwest of Norwich. In the village, there's little more than a handsome 14th century church, but in nearby Fakenham, there are plenty of shops and eateries to choose from. A 13-minute drive takes us back to Wissenset and our second property, situated in the heart of the village at the end of a stone driveway.
So, another old house.
Yeah.
Not quite as old as the first one, but what are your thoughts?
Nice brickwork. Flintstone on the side.
Yeah. Mark, what do you think? What are your impressions of, first of all, where we are, right in the middle of this village?
You're in the middle of the village, but it's quiet. You come down the lane, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only things we've heard is two tractors going up and down.
Well, that's not bad, is it?
No.
This brick and flint house dates back to around 1800 with some later additions. It's had extensive renovations and we're starting off our tour in the first of 2 reception rooms.
Oh, wow. Quite snug. Parquet flooring in here and a wood floor in there.
Yeah, this was added later on. The current owners put this in.
OK.
There was an Inglenook fireplace in there, which, well, it was almost too big for the room, the owners thought, so they put that
Yeah.
fireplace in there, and I think it works perfectly.
It's light because you've got 2 windows there and the window at the front here.
Behind the 2 reception rooms, at the back of the house, is a shower room. And across the hallway, a large kitchen diner.
It's a cracking kitchen, isn't it?
It's-
Wow.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
I'm
There's
not-
plenty of cupboard space for you. Plenty of work surface.
A lot bigger than the last house, isn't
Yeah.
it? And it's got enough room to socialise in here with the table that's in here. It's big, it's square, it's light, it's got lots and lots of cupboard space.
Let's go upstairs and look at the bedrooms.
OK.
We're heading straight for the largest of 4 bedrooms across a galleried landing.
So the master bedroom
Oh, wow.
is a very elegant affair.
It is. And really light. I like the decor. French,
Yeah.
provincial, yes.
And it's bigger than the average room as well.
Yeah.
It's a large room.
Yes.
This spacious bedroom has views to the back and side of the property. There's also 2 decent-sized doubles to the front of the house with a smaller room between them. And the eye-catching family bathroom has a feature bath as its centrepiece.
So what do you think?
In comparison with the other house, this is a lot bigger
Yes.
and squarer, lighter rooms. Yeah.
What do you think you prefer at the moment, Mark?
I'll toss it up between the 2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Because they're totally different. The other one's a bit smaller, but it's got a different character to this one. And I'm thinking, causing us a problem.
Good. Well, it's a good problem to have.
Well, I must say I'm rather surprised and rather pleased. So far, it looks like it's 2 out of 2 on our tour of Norfolk houses.
And one step.
OK.
Steve and Mark seem to have that feeling here too. And I think they'll be even more confused when I throw something else into the mix. A beautifully renovated barn.
I can't believe this is huge.
You can see through there. You've got another studio room as well.
We'll have to take in lodgers. Well, this
We
is...
could put the grandchildren in here, be quiet night.
we
Lock the
could.
door.
There's another log burner in here.
Yeah. Now, one of the owners is a very keen photographer and framer. Now, I was thinking, you said you wanted to get into photography. What a great studio this is.
It would be. It's beautiful. You're right.
You've got room to drive a car into that top end,
OK.
but I don't think you need to because you've also got a carport.
Oh, wow.
This is a house that just keeps on giving. Attached to the carport is a workshop and the manicured gardens extend to around 1/3 of an acre.
So you can see, look, you've got a kitchen garden there. Mark, you said you wanted as much garden as possible.
It's a good-sized garden.
How do you price this?
Ask Mark first.
Oh, it's me first. Well, yeah, you're looking at the size of the house and the property and the outbuildings and the amount of land you've got with it. I reckon it's got to be up the top end of the budget, 450,000.
OK, 450. What'd you say, Steve?
I would agree with that it is at the top end of our budget. So I will say 445.
Well, this place is on the market with a guide price of £439,000.
Wow.
There's a lot
For
of
your
what
money.
both you said you wanted.
Yeah.
You guys go and have a look around the rest of the house, and I'll see you whenever you're finished.
Okay.
Cool your
do
beats.
Coming in at around £11,000 under their top budget, this detached house would give Steve and Mark a decent amount of change, and it has just the number of bedrooms they're after. The converted barn would be an ideal space for Steve to indulge in her love of photography, and the workshop and carport would provide Mark with the space and shelter he's after for his classic car. The house sits in around 1/3 of an acre, which not only comes with a ready-made vegetable garden, but is also a great space for the grandchildren to play.
Oh, lovely cloth
top bath.
bath and roll top.
It's a nice size as well.
2 windows again, so it's light and bright. It's not like a bathroom that we've seen before, is it?
And a view out the window
it's
as well.
a room with a bath. It's lovely. We've been a lot quieter with this house because there's been so much more to take in, and it fulfills a lot of things that we wished for.
When you first see the house, it's got the look, and you come in, and it's got that light airiness, but it's warm. And for me, I've got to feel comfortable in a house, and you are in this place. It's a nice, cosy house, but it's at the same time, it's light and it's bright.
I have warm feelings about this house. I think that we would feel comfortable in here. There is enough space for us to entertain and for our family to come and visit. And I can see that my grandchildren would take over the annex quite happily.
So how did you enjoy looking around that?
We loved it. And there's so much to see.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to think about.
Well, that's hopefully the case, because I know you enjoyed this morning, but now hopefully you got 2 houses in the bag to think about tonight.
We have, and there'll be a lot of conversation.
Well, as long as you let Mark get a word in edgeways. OK, away you go. Well done.
It's day 2 of our journey through Norfolk, searching out the perfect home for Steve and Mark from Luton to retire to. They've got a good budget of £450,000 to spend on their country home, and they both say they'll instinctively know when they find the house that's right for them. Coming up, I'll be revealing our mystery house.
There's enough for about 5 of us in the bed they've got there.
And I'll be sampling a local Norfolk delicacy.
It's a really nice, thick, tasty meat. Well, after a cracking day yesterday, I'll be pretty disappointed if Steve and Mark don't go back to at least one of the houses we showed them for a second viewing. Now, today, as you can see, it's another glorious start here in Norfolk, and we're off to see the Mystery House. Now, as you know, the Mystery House sometimes represents a riskier prospect, and this one is no exception. So far, the one thing I've learned from Steve and Mark is they want a detached property, that is for sure. So guess what? We're off to see a semi-detached house, and on top of that, this one has a slightly more unconventional layout. But if they're prepared to overlook these foibles, they could get their hands on the style of property that most people dream of buying when they look to make their escape to the country. Let's see how we go.
Travelling just over 16 miles east takes us to our 3rd and final house in the small village of Brandeston, 10 miles northwest of Norwich and around a 40-minute drive from the coast. The village is pretty rural, but around a 5-minute drive away is the attractive Georgian market town of Reetham, which has all the facilities nearby residents might need, as well as pretty walking paths perfect for a country stroll, or a run if Mark's feeling a bit more energetic. Just over 2 miles away and we're back in Brandeston at our mystery house. It's something a little out of the ordinary, converted cattle barns.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Completely different.
Get the cars in that space.
You've got enough space for your cars. You've got enough space for everything.
Yeah.
I'll explain to you what we have here. You've got a big L shape. So, obviously, from the garage there, right there around there, to, see that upright black pipe?
Yeah.
That is the corner of your property.
Okay.
That is the next door neighbour.
OK.
I would normally take you inside the house, but because this property has something I think you will love, let's start with that first.
A shed.
More than a shed. Somewhere to put it. Follow me. Now, look at this.
Wow.
The best viewing point is just from this corner. You can see all the way down there.
Oh, wow.
All the way down there. And this is all yours exclusively.
Wow.
There's a
Wow.
lot of ground there.
Yeah.
And you've got a really
And-
good view as well.
So far, you've absolutely loved the outside, haven't you?
Yeah.
Let me show you the inside at long last.
Great.
This stunning property sits in almost an acre of land, which has clearly impressed Steve and Mark. And they don't seem to mind the fact that it's semi-detached at all. We're starting off our tour in the striking kitchen.
I love the ceiling and I love the kitchen. Not wanting to preempt anything, is there another dining room or is that going to be a kitchen dining room?
I think this is your dining room.
And I think we do spend a lot of time here. That's social because you can get out into the garden and you've got lovely views. It's lovely. I can't be happier. It's a great size and I like it a lot.
Good.
This beautifully converted barn is laid out in an inverted L shape. We're moving from the top of the property where the kitchen is located with an adjoining utility room to the side where the sitting room is found, sandwiched between the bedrooms and overlooking the courtyard garden.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's more than impressive. It's a wow, isn't it?
Vaulted ceiling, inglenook fireplace.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, I can go through the list.
You've come up trumps here, haven't you? And there's plenty of light. You've got all those windows
Yeah.
here.
You couldn't wish for anything more.
I wasn't sure I could top Steve and Mark's reactions to our first two houses, but the Mystery House is certainly working hard for its place as a serious contender. This wing of the barn has a family bathroom, a bedroom cum study, a double bedroom, and past a single bedroom is the master, the largest of the 4 bedrooms.
We're en suite here, which has got to be good news. So, what do you think?
Another vaulted ceiling.
It's
There's
got a
enough for
carrot.
about 5 of us in the bed they've got there.
Now, for guests, I mean, let's talk about the grandchildren. You've got all the bedrooms you need. This is quite a grand offering here now, isn't it?
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Heading back outside where there's plenty on offer too, with a double carport perfect for Mark's classic car sitting in almost an acre of land.
How are you feeling?
Over the moon.
Excited.
Over the moon. Wow. Well, let's see if we can add to that in guessing the price. OK then, Mark, go ahead.
It's over our budget. So I'll probably say 460, 470.
Which one?
460.
OK. Steve, what say you?
I think it's over budget, and if he says 460, I'll say 470.
When it first came on the market, it was over budget. It's now on for offers around £450,000.
Spot on budget, then.
What do you think, Mark?
That just gradually got better. The first one was good, really good, good aspect. The second one was in a village, had everything we wanted. And this one,
Has surpassed that.
yeah, you just got better.
I think you should have a bit of time here on your own.
To have a look around.
Look around the place, get to know the lie of the land,
Yeah.
quite literally.
Yeah,
Take as long as you need, honestly.
Okay.
All right?
we will.
And I'll see you at the end.
Okay.
This superbly designed brick and tile barn conversion is bang on Steve and Mark's upper budget, but they would have to do virtually nothing to it. It has just the amount of rooms they're looking for to accommodate visiting family and friends, and although it's semi-detached, the next-door neighbour is only attached to the far end of the property adjoining the guest bedroom. Outside is a blank canvas of a garden, which Mark could make his own, and although the location feels rural, it's only a couple of miles from local amenities.
They're using it as a study, but we could have this as a bedroom so that the kids can
Put the
stay
grandkids in
here.
here quite easily.
When I said at the beginning that we'd know the house when we walked into it, this house has done exactly that we walked inside and I knew this is a house we wanted to live in.
You can walk in and you feel comfortable. There's nothing there that you can see that's out of place or you don't like. It's that bit where you think you've got everything and there's a bit more. Well, this place has got everything, and it's got that bit more.
So, pretty successful morning, I think.
It has
Very
been.
good.
Well, hopefully we've given you lots to discuss. So let's find you somewhere to do just that, shall we?
Yep.
Half of Norfolk's border runs along beautiful coastline, and the seaside town of Cromer on its northeast coast is world famous for its crab. I've come to meet Kevin Jonas, who has followed in his father's footsteps working in the local crab business.
So, Kevin, how long have people been potting for crabs here in Cromer?
I think the first records go back to around about 300 years ago.
Wow, 300 years?
Yes, yeah.
What makes Cromer crabs so special, then?
And we generally think that the crabs are smaller around here and they grow more slowly and therefore they are more fully meated.
OK.
And they have a much more tender flavour.
2 years ago, the town's largest crab factory shut down, leaving a gap in the market for supplying Cromer crab to large supermarkets. Kevin stepped in and opened his own site 9 months ago. He's hoping to process 200 tonnes of crab in his first year, keeping his prized catch on shelves countrywide.
Sounds like things are going well. Now, I understand, is it your nephew that works within the company as well?
Yeah, John fishes our own boat, yes.
So he's out at the moment?
That's correct, yes. Yeah.
What sort of time does he go out?
About first light, about 3:30 this morning.
OK, well, I'm going to go over there and meet him. I'll catch up with you later.
OK.
Thanks very much, Kevin.
John became a fisherman straight from school, and he's been potting for crabs for Kevin's factory for the last 7 years. He takes the family boat out 6 days a week, travelling 2 to 3 miles from shore, where he has a string of around 12 pots lying on the seabed 20 metres down.
Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. How'd you get on?
Nearly 3 boxes of crab and about 6 lobsters.
Can we have a look?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The crabs need to be 4.5 inches long to be legally taken out of the water. Any smaller, and they're put straight back in.
So, point out what makes this fella a good crab.
When the crab is full of meat,
Yeah.
they actually bulge out more.
Bursting out of his shell, 'cause
Yeah.
there's loads of meat in there.
Yeah.
How old will this fella be, do you think?
Just say 9, 10 years. And they take 7 years to get to legal length.
Well, look, I'm going to meet your uncle back on the beach, so I'll leave him to you. John,
Thank
thanks
you.
very much. Good luck.
Cheers.
The proof of the pudding is in the tasting, and I can't wait to sample this local delicacy. I'm heading back over to Kevin to try some of this little crustacean that has put Cromer firmly on Norfolk's culinary map.
How long have they been landed?
They would have been cooked at our factory yesterday.
That's fresh.
That's fresh,
isn't it?
yeah.
How long do they cook for?
About 20 minutes for these sort of size crabs. This is a fully meated female crab that, as it's cooked, the meat is expanded, so it's broken its membrane.
So this here, this bit is just expanded because of
That's
all
correct,
the meat
all the meat
inside.
If I hold up the male crab, you can see it's a much narrower apron.
Yeah.
The apron is a triangle of shell on the underside of the crab.
And also the male has bigger claws and therefore...
These are much bigger
yeah,
than
and
those, aren't
much
they?
more white meat, yeah.
Is there a preference? Do people say, right, can I have a male crab or a female crab?
Absolutely, yes, they do, yes. So some people like, if you like more brown meat, sweeter brown meat, that's the female. If you
Yeah.
like the white meat, they go for the males. It's easy to open.
Oh, wow.
It just comes away like that. So you can see all that lovely fresh meat in there.
Yeah.
And then you put your finger under there and take out all the digestive part there.
OK.
So all that is left in there is then edible brown meat. But what we would then do is we'd take the legs off and take the claws off. We would take, there's a bit of brown meat in the middle of there. It goes into the bottom there with the rest of it.
And that's how you see it, isn't it?
That's
where-
correct,
yeah.
yes. So we'd pick those parts of white meat out there. That is what the Cromer crab's all about. They're smaller, but they're fully meated, and they taste absolutely out of this world.
So I think I need to try for myself. Can I?
Yeah, absolutely. Help
Right.
yourself.
Cool. Oh, wow. You can tell it's fresh. It's a really nice, thick, tasty meat. I'm going to try some of that brown meat as well, because this is the sweeter stuff, isn't it, the brown meat?
Absolutely, yeah, that's a female crab, so that'll be slightly more delicate flavour than the male crab.
That tastes absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It doesn't get much better than this for alfresco dining. Sumptuous locally caught seafood with views of the beautiful Norfolk coastline to boot. Well, my tummy's been satisfied and I'm eager to find out if Steve and Mark are ready to call this wonderful county home.
I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, after looking around 3 cracking properties, I'm pretty confident that from Mark and Steve's point of view, the mystery house is coming out on top. Time to catch up with them and find out their thoughts.
Hi.
Hi. Well, after the reactions I saw this morning, I've got a fair idea of what the favourite property may be. Put me out of my misery.
Mystery house.
The mystery house.
It's
Of
got
course
to
it
be.
is. What do you want to do about it?
Get the checkbook out.
Do you? Is that good?
Yes.
It's that good.
Yes.
For me, it was always a dream to try and own a converted barn. Common sense is forget it because you're never gonna be able to afford it. But you come up trumps with that, and you come up trumps with all the other bits we wanted: the double garage, the ensuite, and the land that goes with it is phenomenal.
I think it's the home for us to retire to, basically, because it fulfills everything on our wish list.
Everything. What does it feel like to know that you found somewhere to retire to? What does it mean to you both?
You live in the dream.
Excited.
Are you? What is your next step?
Get in touch with the agent
Yeah.
and put a bid in.
Yes.
As simple as that.
Yes.
I must say that's music to my ears. I was worried at the start of the week. You said you'd been looking for such a long period of time. Whoever's designed and built that house, I think they almost built it with you in mind, didn't they?
They did. They certainly
They did. I think they did.
Where are you going from here? You're going to go to the estate agents from here, are you?
Yep.
Yes.
Look, I wish you both the very best of luck. I mean, it does seem completely suited to you. So whatever happens, or hopefully when you secure the deal,
Okay.
let us know, won't you?
Yeah,
we will
we'll
do that.
Let's toast to that.
We will.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Johnny.
Good luck. For most of us, when we look to buy a property, our primary focus is understandably on its location. But as Mark and Steve have been here to Norfolk so many times over the past 30-odd years, they instinctively knew if an area worked for them. And then they were able to focus on the house itself. But I must admit, I was getting a bit concerned when they seemed to be falling in love with everything we showed them. That was until they saw the mystery property. Sure, it had everything they said they were after on their shopping list, but it also had that one thing that you can't quite put your finger on. And that's the feeling it gives you when you first see it and you walk over the threshold. So, hopefully we'll hear some good news later this afternoon once they've had a visit to the estate agents. I'm looking forward to finding out.
Steve and Mark had their offer on the mystery house accepted the very next day, but unfortunately the sale has since fallen through. We wish them the very best of luck as their house search continues. If you would like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.